Hello, everybody, and welcome to the an Animosity King of the Hill stream today. I'm joined by Navg and Tess on the production. How are you doing, Nav?
I'm excited. I'm super excited to get into this because this time, the ADC for the sewer, Anthony Malum the caster. It's his first competitive set ever. So I'm super excited to be the one who has the honor of casting that game. And I've got a bunch of friends on the sewer team. So, I always like casting friends.
Yeah, of course. I totally understand. And it's the same for me. I know a lot of people on the sewer and a lot of people on Team Official Smite Team. As we get into some picks and bans here, we've got Daji and Kali. What do you think about that?
Right now, we're just getting rid of the heavy hitters. The Kali, the Daji, both very powerful junglers. You can even flex the Kali into the carry role, though I'm not entirely too sure you want to right now. She took some pretty heavy hits with the item changes, specifically with Fatalis now not proccing the same way as if you were a melee character because you're ranged now, but the Newt being banned away covers the mid and the carry role. So we'll see what the team official Smite team follows up the bans with. I wouldn't be surprised to see like a Pele taken away, Artio, Kabrakan, the usual heavy hitters in the solo lane, but Sobek will be taken away from the support on the side of the sewer. And I think the sewer may be following it up with, it could be another potential like heavy hitter pick, or they could be playing for something themselves. Like I said, that Pele is something that is very, very scary.
Yeah, and they go with the Hunbats ban. I think this probably looks like it's a counter ban or a selective ban to do something about Team Official Smite Team. But I would be personally, what other bans would you be looking for in like game one like this?
I mean, it's all down to personal preference as well. I don't know everybody in this game's like god pool, what they're comfortable with, because I was just kind of citing like the top meta stuff that I know is really good and usually gets picked up. The Opwash banned away. That character is very strong, and I'm not surprised to see it taken away. And there's a couple of like heavy hitters that are still up. Like I said, the Pele, that Kabrakan is up. Whether you want to run it mid or in the solo lane. And if Aladdin is legal, he is legal, so you can run that Aladdin as well if you're comfortable with it, though I don't know if either of the junglers are. Looks like Thor will be the first pick, and that could be going to the jungle, it could be going solo.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of presence you got here with Thor. You've got that ultimate. It's semi-global. It's got like, I think it's a 1 second landing time. It's instant basically, and it's a stun. It brings so much value to this sewer team. What do you think? What are your predictions on the official team official Smite team's picks?
I have to say the full name every time. That's gonna hurt. It hurts my brain, and it's gonna hurt yours too. I think following up, you probably want to secure something that you don't want to deal with, or that's like comfortable that you think they're going to take away. So you could, because right now Thor could go solo, it could go jungle, or it could go into support if they're really feeling a little zesty. I don't know what exactly they're going to go for, but you could look to pick up something where it's not going, and that is a mid or a carry. There's some pretty good carries still up, the Jingwei, the Ho Yi, but that Aladdin is the hover and the lock-in, which honestly isn't too surprising for me. That character still does so much, the damage it puts out, followed by the Tsukuyomi. Now that is interesting, which means either the Aladdin or the Tsukuyomi is likely going mid, which I like. I like to see that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of his success with Aladdin mid, mostly because all of his stuff is very well suited for, it's mid. Like, it's extremely good at wave clear. You get the new rework, or not new, sorry, the old rework with his genie wishes, or not wishes, the passive, the genie passive, really benefits from wave clear.
It's more of a, adjustment, tone them down a little bit. And it seems like they're looking to not tone down the speed in which they're going through these. The Ishtar Achilles picked up in the response. I mean, the Achilles is just a solid solo laner. 35% execute, you can't go wrong with that. Ishtar's got lane pressure, with or without her aspect. I wonder which one they're going to go for first. I am very, very curious. But the Ymir, Medusa, that lane is scary to fight into because they will just kill you. And there's not really much you can do about it other than try to run away. But if you don't have a leap, like Ishtar does, I mean, it's kind of like a half leap, but you got to hit somebody on the other team to do it. Anyway, you're gonna die because they put you in a corner. Discordia Yamoja looks like it's gonna be the response there. The Discordia mid, the Yamoja in support. It means that there's gonna be a good deal of wave clear and wave pressure from that dual lane on the side of the sewer. But again, the kill power that the team official Smite team has is very scary in that dual lane. I would not be surprised to see the junglers, venture over there just to one maintain the status quo on the side of the sewer, and on the side of the team is going to, try to get those kills. The Cernanos pickup as well. I remember our production Tess referencing somebody on this team subbing in and being a very avid Cern player. And does that mean we're getting Cern in the jungle? And then we
I'm
have Aladdin slash Tsukiyomi in the solo lane, and the other one's going mid.
I'm unsure. I feel like now this might be crazy. I think it might even be CERN aspect solo lane because now
It could.
I'm not certain of this because Ymir is probably going to be the support, but also I've seen a lot of players nowadays go double ADC in the dual lane and you just try and play as the pressure lane and hope to get a lot of gold furies. So that could be extremely interesting. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Well, generally, when they do that double ADC sort of thing, there's some other supportive aspect to those characters. You think the Apollo, the Cupid, those sorts of characters who can, or even the Newt, right? Those sorts of characters that can provide that extra element of Cupid has healing. He's got that CC in his kit. Apollo has CC. He's got that mobility. He can amplify your movement by dashing through you. Cernanos doesn't have any of that. And neither does Medusa. They just have straight damage. Yeah, I mean, Cernanos can make you take more damage, but they have damage. And there's a little bit of CC on the Cern, but this is I don't think it's gonna end up that way. I won't count it out completely, but I do think that Cernanos could go to the solo lane, but I do think it more likely is going to the jungle. There's been a really stark rise in the Hunter jungles just because of how powerful they feel. Whether or not it's melee is up in the air. I do like the melee Cernanos, just myself. It is something that feels really, really strong, but I'm very curious as where this Aladdin is going. I think it's really dependent on who's comfortable with it, especially in these sort of lower division games. You have to look towards who's comfortable, who can play what, and I'm just curious where it's going.
Yep, and we will see. We're going to the game and look at that. It's the Aladdin mid, and it is CERN aspect in the solo lane. That is extremely interesting to me. But looking at these comps one last time, you know where all they're going. What stands out to you?
The Aladdin mid, I gotta talk about this Aladdin mid, right? It's a character that doesn't do the exact same thing as you would normally see from a mid laner. He's melee, so he's got to get in close to, do some of his damage. However, he does have a bit of ranged poke in that form of that Kulfik invocation, that first ability. And he can, clear it out, be a little bit safe, but no, when he's able to go in, he goes in and he gets some kills. I'm curious to see whether or not he's going to be going strength. It looks like he's starting that way, but I don't know if he's going to full commit to the strength or he's going to go that like Transcendence Book of Thoth build. And I actually really like what Hindu Man's doing here, turning around and smacking the Aladdin a little bit with his ranged basics. The Aladdin's getting very low in the mid lane already from that, but it's I want to pay attention to what exactly and where exactly this Aladdin goes.
Yeah, I totally get that, and I agree. I think we're gonna see a lot of this mid lane kind of like sprawling early on, just because Aladdin is, as you said, a melee character. So you're not able to poke the wave out from range like you would if you were a mage. But look over here, there's a lot of damage here. The Moonstrike does come through, and a jolt comes through for Malin to get the first blood. That is a very good start for this sewer team.
Hey, it's his first competitive set. He's getting first blood. This guy. Look at this guy. He's already great. Now, that's great right there. They get the stun off, and then right there, the amount of poke and lane pressure that the Ishtar Yamoja has is immense. And despite the fact that the team has this kill lane in this Ymir Medusa, They have to they have to be careful because just because you can kill somebody doesn't mean that they can't just turn it around on you. There is a lot of damage those minis can do, especially right now, and that's kind of just what happened. Look at this now.
Yeah, they're doing a whole lot of damage here. Ymir being left at 1 HP, and another thing that's not really mentioned is this Yamoja brings a lot of in-lane sustain. But, I mean, okay, here comes the Aladdin 2 doing the double proc, and Tsukiyomi is just sitting there looking to maybe get something on Hindu Man? No, not quite. We do go for the poke, but that's all it's going to be.
Oh, Aladdin taking quite a bit of damage. Not enough to result in a kill, but it was close. Very, very close. He's kind of gasping for air a little bit. Oh, nope. Nothing.
Yeah, the erratic behavior does come through. And look at that Thor damage. He gets the stun, he gets the spin to win, and the hammer, the Milmir's attunement for the final blow on the auto attack. Moonstrike comes through. That stun is big. Look at that jolt damage. Oh my goodness, Zexagon is gone. That is a weak lane. If you are the team.
Well, right now you're in a position where Muzi capitalized on the immobility of the Tsukiyomi. Let me put a wall in front of him. And now he can't move. And now you have a perfect strife. Everything's set up. And that just makes it so we can just set up for the kill. And it's done and done. And Aladdin can't help because if Aladdin goes in, Aladdin's going to die too. There's nothing that the puppy girl could have done there because if they tried, it wouldn't have went well because they would have just went down too. They were too low. So it was a good opportunity picked up by Muzi there. And on the left side, again, it's just the absurd amount of poke that this Ishtar Yamoja has into a lane that Ymir wants to get up close and personal and start whacking you with that mallet. And he's going to just take a bit too much poke, and then they're able to capitalize.
Thor's here with the wall, and then there's the golden apple into the Aladdin. Aladdin does dash away. Thor is not level 5, so no ult coming through just yet. But good golden apple and a good attempt to try and get that Aladdin. Very safe mid laner, though.
The Aladdin is a character. You mentioned the safety. This Aladdin is very, very safe. That's why the whole running on wall thing. And despite the fact that they have a couple of walls in this game, as Muzi's trying for something, does he get
He
it?
gets it. He gets a double tap, but he doesn't commit. If you teleport to that and you go for the 3, you are getting that kill. Unfortunate. Good,
Right
good,
there.
good
I think it was.
try.
I think the hitbox was just like barely in that wall, so he couldn't. I think he tried to, but the hitbox was barely in the wall, so he couldn't get in there.
Ah, that is extremely unfortunate. And this invade is just very powerful. Sewer is already putting on a extremely good showing. The mid lane is kind of winning, the dual lane is winning, and junglers are going for invade. So just a good early game so far. We're about 4 minutes in, and it is a 1,000 gold lead. As look at the River's Rebuke, and look at that stun damage. The jolt comes through, but can we reach the autos? The one proc? No, not quite. We're going on to the Ymir, but the Ymir is totally safe. 5 minutes is around. Gold Fury is coming up. What do you think the team has to do to turn this game and make it more even?
Right now, we just want to avoid falling into the trap that we have so far, and that was the absurd amount of poke in the dual lane. And on solo side right now, you gotta
Final strike lands on Pringle Imperius, and Mort gets our good friend Mort, gets the solo kill onto solo lane. Very unfortunate for Pringle.
right there. Pringle tried to do what the aspect Cernanos classic, which is I'm going to beat you down because I do more damage than you. But in this case, the Achilles was able to turn it around on him and get enough damage. That 35% is no joke. It's a very high number, and it doesn't matter as long as Achilles is level 5, he's got it. Oh,
Aladdin
lamp.
going into the lamp, and we dash onto Hinderman, but unfortunately, you do not have enough damage here. Hinderman is just running around in circles, and the way to out the strife comes through. Unruly Magic looking for it, but no, we're just gonna wait it out. And now you're under a tower. You have a Thor on you. Are you okay? Do we have a stun? Musi, okay, there we go. There's the stun. We got the double tap. We have the 3, and the golden apple is enough to get a kill. Thor is going into the air, and we're just going in. We're just fighting. The soul laners here for some reason. Achilles is there behind you. We get the shield bash, but it's not enough damage. The stun doesn't come through because of the beads. And the hammer, you teleport away from your kill, and now Ashlyn is out. Now Ashlyn is completely out. The Aegis is pulled, but Handyman, sorry, Aegis is not enough. That Pringle Imperialist guy is on you. but here comes Musi. The teleport doesn't go through for some reason, and we're just running at him, but I think he might just be out.
Musi caught the wall again with that hammer, and he couldn't go through. But right there,
Morty!
there he
Morty
goes.
gets the kill with the shield bash between the wall.
Something that, oh, we're fighting even more now. The River's Rebuke comes down, and so does the shot. We're popping him through.
It's 3 people. We get the jolt. We get the kill on the OP killer. The turnaround, the beads. Malum is less than half HP, but so is the enemy ADC. Unfortunately, Moonmelons does not quite have the stun to be able to follow through.
That's brutal. Because that was like the opportunity. They did exactly what they needed to there, team. And that was just, they didn't have enough damage. They just didn't have enough. The Tsukiyomi just didn't have the Transcendence stacked up enough. There just was not enough numbers there to make that happen. The shell was good. We got the healing from the Emoja. It just was barely not enough to finish up the kills. Because if that double kill comes through, by the way, we're so back. Like, we are so back. But it didn't happen. And that mid dive right there, the Aladdin put the Discordia under the lamp. The plan there was clear. We wanted to get in on the Discordia, and Tsukiyomi was going to come in and help. But then Musi shows up and prevents. You're not getting anywhere near this lamp, and if you try, I'm going to beat you down. Okay, we're okay.
Hinderman putting out a lot of poke there. Oh my goodness, Thor's going into the air. Does it land true? It does. There's the stun. There's the auto attack and the Mjolnir's attunement just to get out of that tower. Musi putting on an extremely good showcase of Thor jungle.
Hey, that's the opportunity you're trying to find, and you get if you're Musi. You see it right there. I mean, you're able to just find something, especially when this Aladdin doesn't have those safety nets. I mean, he can latch onto the tower, but I don't know if it was up at the time. Malum? That Mez was... I hope that was intentional, because if it was, that's goated stuff right there. Like, that was fantastic. Oh my goodness. That was great. But right there, if you find the opportunity, Hindu Man is able to poke out this Aladdin super hard, because the Aladdin has to, into this Discordia now, because he's behind, has to play up and try to find something. And it's because this is what happens when he's doing that. And now he's got to do the funny jog to the side because Yamoja's trying to stun him out too. It's just, this is awful for the Aladdin in this position, because it could never feel good. And it's not even their fault. Right? It's just how the game is pieced together. The character now has to function in a way that Aladdin's got to come in from the side of the fight. He can't be the one starting it. He can't be the lamp can't be the first thing that starts the fight. We got to wait, and we got to come in after the fight has started to clean some stuff up. I want to see,
Look at this River's Rebuke. Ymir does sneak through the corner of it. That is a bit of an unfortunate mistake by Moonmellows. But look at that strive. The Unruly Magic comes through. Look at that damage. They're both at 1 HP. Surely we can get something here, but no, there is nobody here to follow up with that damage. Unfortunate, and they both get their backs off.
Has Ymir melted a little bit? Like, how did he make it through that? I'm sorry. It's just like that was criminal that he made it through that. But actually, that's really good for team, because any spills right now is just gonna set you further and further behind. And now we have our shell. Pringle gone.
Yeah, a little bit of a gank there going onto the solo lane. Unfortunate. It looks like ults were exchanged. So all in all, not the worst thing you can do. You get 2 ults for 1, but something that happened while you were talking about the fights is they just got a free Gold Fury. The sewer got a Gold Fury, so it's 10 minutes, and now we're 5,000 gold ahead. We're 9 kills to 1.
When did it happen?
It happened around like 5 minutes. And speaking of happening, here comes the Aladdin. The ult does come through onto Yamosha, but I'm afraid that is not enough to save you. Hinderman is going in there. The Unruly Magic does hit, going up into the air. And can we get some autos? We're gonna get some autos maybe. Here comes the Tsukiyomi. Okay, we do get the last hit. Tsukiyomi does go into the ultimate, but they're teleported out of the lamp, saved by the bell. And here comes the Thor double stun and into the teleport. And we hit. Okay, we hit a knockup from the Yamosha, but nothing really to follow through. The strut comes through, and there's the Unruly Magic. He's at 1 HP. Thor hits the double tap through the wall. That is unfortunate. Good job by the sewer on that team fight.
All right, so the Team did everything there that they could have correctly, and then Hindu Man hit the most disgusting strife ever, and it ruined everything. Oh, that wall was so perfect.
Oh my goodness, we get the wall and we do get the kill onto Aladdin, and the stun does not land.
Oh, get him!
Polymorph comes through onto Hinduman, and it's just one-shotting. Thor's going into the air. We are getting this kill, and we get the auto attack, and the Ymir wall is unfortunately not enough to save you.
I Moon just hit that guy with a car. Like that's what just happened. Like he picked up a car and threw it at him. That has to feel terrible if you're the Aladdin. That was great by the emoji right there. Prevented anything Aladdin wanted to do by just putting up a wall. And there's nothing Aladdin can do about it. Man,
Yeah.
that's brutal.
Yeah, it is rough. Now, we're in the mid game. We're in a little bit of the mid game. Sewer's ahead, right? Team is a little bit behind, but let's look at these items. Do you see anything that is like particularly strange to you?
Not I mean, I think Morty's item order could be a little bit better. But
Before it gets the double tap, and that's just a one-shot in Medusa. Tsukiyomi, you're in trouble, man. Okay, Kusarigama goes through, the beads is there. The auto attacks are enough, and the hammer is enough to finish off that kill. Unfortunate two-piece for team there. Musi
I
is
wouldn't say too
doing
unfortunate.
really well. I mean,
They take down the Ishtar, who was 3-0. I mean, you lose Medusa, sure, but Tsukiyomi getting that kill is pretty big. That's actually kind of a way back in. If Tsukiyomi's able to pick up kills like that, and if Musi goes down, by the way, that is a fat paycheck. So he has to be very, very careful with where he plays.
Golden Apple comes through. Here comes the lamp. They're both inside of the lamp, and I fear here comes Moonmellows. Moonmellows got everything up, and the bouncing bubble does get the last hit. Amazing kill that the support 100% needed. Good rotation by Moonmellows.
We gotta stop putting Discordia in the lamp. It just seems to have gone poorly every single time. And it is man, there's not really much. I wish there was more to say other than like there isn't much she could do, because there's not much this Aladdin can do about it right now. The game is out of their control, because it's not like Aladdin's not known for their mid game, right? Or their early, like Aladdin does their big work in the late game, and he's got to get there. We need to make space for this Aladdin to farm. Gold Fury being pulled though, and Musi.
Yuzi's getting ulted, but he does get to teleport away. Tsukiyomi does get a lot of poke, and the Caltrops is there with the enhanced auto tech afterwards. Yuzi gets the stun. Here comes the ultimate, and look at that polymorph. It hits two. Yamosa's at half HP, but look at Hinduman in the backline. Hinduman gets a kill. Malum is there as well. He gets the kill onto the mid laner. Everyone is dying.
Musi lived.
Musi is alive at 1 at basically. Wait, Musi is out of there in
He backed.
full HP. Okay, he backed, and Hinduman does get the kill, and I believe that means that the sewer is about to go toward this Gold Fury, and they're gonna get the double pull onto the Queen Naga. This is not ideal.
I thought everything was gonna go perfectly for team there. That looked so perfect on paper. I think it's just the deficit that they have right now. It's just they don't have enough damage. Their team comp is a late game team comp for sure. They just don't have enough damage. They couldn't finish up kills, and then it was able to be turned around by the sewer. If Musi goes down there, that is absolutely gigantic. But Musi lives on 1 HP, and now we're all overextended trying to kill this Thor, and we're just able to. The sewer's just able to mollywop on top of him, because we just dumped everything trying to kill this Thor. And I think that was the correct call too, because if Musi goes down, that is a gigantic threat off the board. Man, that is so brutal. I thought that on paper that should go so well. I thought that was that was the like the storybook like underdog, like, oh, they're gonna turn it around, they're gonna do it, and it just didn't work.
Oh, there's a mid laner rotation here. Morty is looking a little bit in trouble here. The Sundering Arc, and here comes the Wild Hunt from
Big.
That is an amazing ultimate, and Aladdin is just in there. Okay, final strike. Final strike is about to go crazy. Morty is just waiting for it. The HPs are ticking down. He gets the final strike, and he misses. The
Thor's
dash
up.
goes onto the wall. Thor's in the air and lands. Wow, Morty surviving that is actually heartbreaking.
Oh, I thought that was gonna be good too. I mean, that time I was less, that's less game defining than the Gold Fairy fight just before. This
I'm
is
sorry, Moon Mellows. Are you going to solo the jungle? And the fight is going on. Ymir is in some serious trouble. The bouncing bubble, is it enough? No. Okay, that was crazy. OP Killer lives on a sliver of HP. Malum is just diving this tower. It's going to be down here in a second. The jolt, the autos, and that's enough damage. And Malum is out of there. He's just going to, hopefully, just going to turn around and let the minions do the rest of the work. As they're rotating over, there's so many things happening. We get a pyromancer pull from the sewer, and it's 17 minutes in. The kill total is 26 to 3. There is a 14,000 gold differential if I'm reading that right. And it is 18 minutes in.
yeah. This is one of those points where we look for the miracle and we hope for that. Because right now, 18 minutes in with a 15,000 gold lead is real hard to come back from. And okay, Aladdin's away for now, but you have a super late game comp, and you haven't made it there.
Oh my goodness, the Discordia Golden Apple comes through. The Yamosa gets the final hit with Bouncing Bubble, and Tsukiyomi is using that ultimate, but my friend, they're all full HP still. Morty is going in there, and the final strike doesn't even need to hit because, oh my goodness, and the Yamoja wall comes through, and OP Killer is just one-shotted underneath of the safety of his own tower, and now they're going to siege this. Pringle Imperialist getting a nice little red buff for consolation, but this is not ideal. You have a wave pushing and
I mean,
duo lane. You have everything going right for you on the sewer
what
side.
what exactly does team do here? Like you can't. I'm perfectly fine with them going to get farm because right now that's kind of you let these two hunt you let
Um,
these two hunters go and get their farm because that's your way back in right now. Medusa is relatively close to her opponent. Cernados is also relatively close comparatively, right? So get them their farm and let them get you back into this game. Fire Giant being pulled now, and I don't see a world where team stops this. But I like that Cerd and Medusa are both. Let's farm. We need to farm. Let's get some invades. Let's get something done. We have to do something on the map. Let's get a tower down. We need gold. We need gold. We need XP. Let's do something. And we're not just sitting on our hands doing nothing. At this point there is nothing up for them to do, so they kind of just have to sit on their hands. But at the same time, this Thor.
he does get the stun. He goes into the air. He gets the CC immunity for that Cerninos ult. He lands straight up down,
Oh,
and he gets two. That's another stun, and that's another hammer, and that is another one dead. Three dead. Divine for Musi over here. 9-0 in 19 minutes against a team like this is extremely impressive, and they're just gonna get this Gold Fury basically for free.
Musi knows how to play with this lead. And he was able to. He's like, I'm not gonna die here, and he lands right down. He's got that lifesteal from the barbed carver to keep himself topped up, and he's able to just stay in there and come back down. His team was there. Hindu was able to come in, throw some damage out. Hindu, by the way, having an excellent game on this Discordia. Um, that there was one strife that was like absolutely cataclysmic for the side of the team that Hindu man hit before, and he's just been doing excellent work on this Discordia. I right now the team we gotta think in the way that is all right. This one was rough, but we still have there's still potential, right? We still have the next games that we can look at because right now this one is a little bit
It's a
doom
little
and
bit
gloom.
dicey. And speaking of dicey, that is just so much damage. Rivers Repeat comes through. Morty is at basically half HP, but in no danger. The Sunder comes through, but there isn't any damage follow up here. Look at that damage, though. Speaking of damage, the Polymorph comes through, and there is an auto attack. One more auto attack for this Pringle Imperialist, but it
They're
doesn't
just
matter.
standing there. menacingly. Oh,
Oh my goodness, and the rest of the team comes through to follow up, and I do believe they're going to get this tower, they're going to get this Phoenix, and they're probably just going to run straight to this Titan.
I'm gonna be honest. I would just walk through. Don't even get the Phoenix. Just end the game. You've got enough of a lead. You've got the power to do it right now. There's no reason to. I mean, you could get the Phoenix for sure, but we should just end. There's no reason to just a Hindu man backed, bro. We're just trolling.
Thor's under the Titan room. He's got the dagger though, so it's in no real danger here. Look at Musi going in, has no fear whatsoever, but maybe you should. The Titan is doing a lot of damage here. Malum does get the kill onto Aladdin, and the Ymir goes down for the ultimate. 300 damage on Morty. Unfortunate. Titan's at 7 HP, but this is a big misplay. They lose the ability to maybe end here. The Rivers Rebuke comes through, and we have half the team zoned off. Morty is going for the kill onto this Medusa. Malum gets the kill.
Quadra kill.
Polymorph comes through, and we do get the pentakill. We get the pentakill under the fountain in the first season, in the first professional game that Malum has ever played, and he gets a pentakill in the Titan room.
Malum got a pentakill in his first professional game. Not professional. His first competitive game.
Competitive game.
You know what? This is professional because all of it's professional because there is no professional. You know what? If it's a competitive league, it's professional now. That's what we're saying. The Sewer wins this game in a dominant fashion, using the power that they have early game to snuff out the late game. The thing is, if Team makes it to the late game, the Sewer is gonna have a rough time. That is a scary late game team, but the Sewer didn't let him.
Yeah, and that was just an exceptional way to end the game. Getting that pentakill in the fountain, by the way, getting that last hit while they were underneath the fountain healing, and just all in all, an extremely dominant performance from the Sewer here. Let's see if they can do something similar in game 2, or if Team Smite official or Team official Smite team can do something about it next game. Wow, we will be back shortly. I'm sorry, we're not going to be back shortly. Let's look at these post-game stats. We've got, look at that. Musi going 10-1. Let's just ignore that because that was really just dying to some greed in the Titan room. Malum also going 11-1, getting the pentakill in the final fight. Very good. Just all in all, Moonmill is going 6-0-19. Just an exceptional team, just an exceptional showing across the board. And I do believe that next game, Team officials Smite team is going to hopefully turn around with some interesting picks and bans.
I think this time we got the Sewer, just like I said before, taking the early game advantage that they have and pushing it to 11. That's what we did. And we ran through with that early game advantage. We just have more early game presence than they do. And Aladdin wasn't able to come online. Tsukiyomi wasn't able to come online. CERN wasn't able to come online at all. Like, we just were not able to do what we wanted to do because we had no, stilts. We had no support structure to set ourselves up on. And the little that we did was toppled. And really well done by the Sewer.
Yep. Now we're actually going to go to the break. I hope you all stay soon. We will see game 2. Hello, everybody, and welcome back from an exceptional game one. Navg, I'm speechless there. That last fight in the Titan room, uh, and I mean, just the whole game entirely. What are your thoughts?
I mean, right there, Sewer saw that the team was trying to go late. The Aladdin, the Tsukiyomi, the CERN, Medusa, like the double hunter composition, right? And you only really had Ymir to stand on for that early game pressure. I mean, Medusa's got some early game damage, but you really want to go late with that composition. And the Sewer said, all right, we're not going to let you get there. And they didn't at all. To the point where certain characters were just completely nullified because they just could not get to a point in the game where they felt like characters anymore. It was very clean by the Sewer. They just did exactly what they needed to do into that composition. That was, do not let them get past 20, 25, 30 minutes, and we will win. And we didn't. We didn't let them get past, I don't remember exactly how long that game was, but I don't think we reached 30 minutes for sure. I think we reached 25, but we didn't let them reach 30. So, that's exactly what we need to do. We shut them out, and we kept them down. And now we're going to go into this next one. I wouldn't be surprised to see if the team takes away this Thor, because Musi was doing real good on that.
Yeah, I agree. Musi putting out a huge performance here. I mean, 11 and basically 0 on Thor jungle is not easy to do, especially against especially in a comp matchup like this. Like you're gonna, even against someone like a Tsukiyomi, if you miss a hammer, then you're probably just gonna get stunned out and killed, because that 1v1 isn't favorable if you're down your biggest damaging ability. So just all in all, extremely high level play from both teams, but unfortunately for the team official Smite team, the Sewer really had it in their bag.
They were just ready. They were ready to go, and they knew exactly. They saw the composition. Listen, the Sewer team is full of casters, right? That know the game. They know the characters. Hindu Man and Malum were both paid to cast the games. Like what from so have Mort and Musi, but like Malum and Hindu Man did it in Smite 1. Like they were paid to know this game. Like it's like they know how it works. So it's it's a pretty acceptable ask to have the Sewer know exactly what these characters are going to do and how the comp will build together. I mean, I'm not surprised to see how the Sewer used that knowledge and applied it to the game. I want to see a little bit of a kind of dance away from this sort of, overall. Moon absolutely went nuclear last game. That Yamoja was disgusting. And like we completely stuffed the Aladdin at one point. We shut down areas entirely. We found out Ymir lost weight, by the way, because I don't know how the hell he got out of one of those River's Rebukes. But Moon played out of his mind.
Yeah, 100%. I would say that if I'm the team official Smite team, that's going to be the last time I say it entirely, but if I'm team over here, I'm probably going to stay away from these late game picks. Like, sure, the Tsukiyomi is extremely valuable. You go with that double stacking build, you grab like some proc items and pen, and you just one-shot people. But unfortunately, those items are expensive, and it takes a while to get online. So I think that they're going to be looking for a bit of a early game menace. Like I'm thinking, I just think that they're gonna have to, because with how that last game went.
All right. Well, I do agree. I do agree. I think that team just needs a bit more, like when you draft something like this Aladdin Tsukiyomi as your mid jungle, we need something somewhere else that is going to get that pressure and avert it away from that mid lane, so Aladdin can farm up, so Aladdin can be safe, and we take it away from the attention away from him. Put some more pressure in that solo lane. Put some more pressure in that dual lane. Get him something super aggressive. Maybe the Apollo. Maybe something that gets you active, even more active, because the Medusa's a kill. The Medusa Ymir's a kill lane, right? But I think Apollo might have done that better. And you also having that pressure that allows you to You're like, hey, 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 look over here, look over here, look at me, not them. And I actually really like they're taking away the Achilles and the Emoja. Both Mort and Moon played very, very well. Take away those two comfort. And now the Thor is still up, though, so I wonder if the sewer's just going to lock that in first again.
Yeah, I mean, I would personally grab it. I think with just how well, just how well that went last game. Okay, it looks like, yeah. Okay, there we go. That makes a lot of sense. But also another pick that isn't banned. Like, sorry, not another pick that isn't banned. Another pick that's banned once more is the Alpoish. I just that band just makes so much sense to me, and I'm glad to see it every time. But what are your predictions on Team's comp?
Right now, I just want to see a little bit more, you know, early game accessibility. Early game, you can work around it. It's not just, something we are stuck to wait for. We're not stuck to wait for the early game. The early game is here. Cabrakan is a character that he's fine in the early game. Apollo is a character that is fine in the early game. Apollo will give you pressure. Cabrakan in most matchups will give you pressure or at least make the game even. That'll have the promise that they were looking for, and especially if they want to go for this Aladdin again, or they're looking for something that's late game in that mid lane, we could take the attention away and actually be able to, because Cabrakan doesn't really lose lane. That's just not what he does. He's a character that he doesn't do that. Have you seen the guy? He doesn't lose. He doesn't lose. But the Geb Ishtar comes back around, and the Geb more than likely going to be going into support. Geb ADC time has ran out, and I don't think that he's going to be going there. With the Ishtar pickup to pair alongside it, Mal, I'm going to run that back. Amaterasu picked up. Okay, this changes things.
I'm not. I don't know much about this Amaterasu.
It's cab mid.
Oh my goodness gracious!
It's
the Bracken aspect mid.
It's the rotund Jotun. By the way, I love the Cabrakan aspect mid. I have so much I could talk to you about with this aspect mid, but we're still the picks and bans. The Ares hover here. Now, Mort is a support main in playing solo lane. He's playing the solo lane specifically for that. Okay, he's gonna play Ardio. Never mind. I thought we were gonna be fun. We were gonna be a little zesty, but instead we're gonna pick Ardio and pick the best solo laner in the game. All right. Oh, T.O.S.T.T is baiting me, right? T.O.S.T.T is baiting me. There's no way. Are we doing it?
I'm unsure. Even if a tank is locked in. Okay, there we go.
Oh, we're picking a clanker. Like what?
So we do.
Don't whoa me, Tess. What do you mean?
Oh my goodness. The Giannis is picked up, and okay, that was answering a lot of questions here, because if we went with another tank, that's 4 tanks or 4 semi-tanks onto the team of sewers. That would have been a very interesting comp, to say the least. But as we get this last pick from Team officials, Smite. Okay. After we get the last pick from them, what do you think that this sewer comp is going to be really good at?
Well, right now, we gave Music Thor back, so we're gonna be good at that again. We gave Malum the god he got a pentakill in on his first competitive game ever, again. So I feel like that's gonna feel really good. But on a real note, we have a lot of movement. The semi-global from Thor, the global from Janus, the Geb rollout, he moves super fast. Janus with that threshold makes people move really fast. I'm curious to see. So the Sylvanas or this Geb is going solo lane. And I'm curious to see which goes where, because if it is into Amaterasu solo, Amaterasu does this thing where she hits a certain point and then she just ignores you for the rest of the game. She just runs away from you because she's faster, and she ignores you for the rest of the game. And it's a play style that is certain people like a certain thing. I'm not one of those people. I like to fight all the time, but that's just me. The composition though still fits the team style, where we have that late game effect with this Sobek, with this Ama, and we still have this, the the early game power that's going to help us, the Fenrir, the Apollo, and then you have this Kabrakan, which can, if you find this Janus or this Ishtar in the right spot, they're dying. That's not an if, it's a when. That Kabrakan with the Staff of Mirrodin is going to push three. Well, he's going to wall you, push three, and you are dying. It's not an if, it's a when. And there is no doubt about that. That Kabrakan will kill you. It is. Have you ever been hit by the double tremble?
Yeah, I've been hit by it, but we're gonna head on into this game, and as we load in this final team comp, as you said, there's an early game side that the team has. They also have that late game. Uh-oh. Puppy Girl Ashlyn might get caught out here. Malum is going for it. They're all three here. Look at that damage. The 3 comes out, but okay, there's the Geb, and are we just gonna get caught? It looks like it was an attempted for a proxy on wave 1, but
Yeah.
Kabrakan might be okay.
Geb didn't have the knockup. Geb had the 1 because he's using it to help with the 1 is technically better clear. But Morty upgraded his ability before minions spawned and before it was set up. So he only slowed the Kabrakan, which Kabrakan was just able to beads. Whereas the knockup sets up for everybody to catch up. Morty can reposition. Little unfortunate there, but that's why you always hold your abilities, ladies and gentlemen, so that you can get first bloods in situations like that. I actually really like the idea of proxying there, especially into a character like Janus, who can do literally nothing about. Wait, what is going on here?
Giannis does do the damage to the wall, and Pringle is forced to jump away. Okay, Sylvanas is going for the kill. Maybe we're gonna stop the back, and Sylvanas is sacrificing some early game just to pull a beads and hopefully stunt this Fenrir's farm.
Well, I'd also to note Pringles and how do I even say that name? Furo is what I'm calling him. I'm calling him Furo. Furo have swapped roles. They were jungle last game, Furo was, and now Pringle is in jungle. They've swapped roles, so we'll see how that works out for them this time. This Geb solo, though, I do think. Oh,
the
Morty
summit comes through, and Morty. No way, we're at 1 HP. Are we going to dive the tower? Are we going to use the rollout? No. Okay, we're not committing. I respect that, but look at this corner here. OP Killer does get the pluck, and here comes some damage. The dash is true.
That's huge.
And the shell. That is a big pull from team's side. Already, the game is going a little bit better into their own favor.
This is what, like, last game, it was a very late game focus. This time, you have the Kabrakan, which is a late game character. You have the Ammo, which is a late game focused character. But you have the dual lane, which is already this Sobek Apollo exerting pressure to be like, hey, Musi, you got to pay attention over here. Ding, 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 ding. I'm over here. Pay attention to me. Like, that's what they're doing right now. And that's exactly what I wanted to see from them this time around. It's, oh, here he comes now.
Speaking of that, Musi rotating over, looking for some stun. He's level 2, though. He does have the... Okay, he just hit level 3. Here comes the stun. The double tap is there, but he's at 1 HP, and Zexagon gets the final hit on it. Are you out? You get the root. The root is there, and the dot damage does come through. It looks like OP Killer is turning around, maybe to try and help, but the jolt does come through and and finishes off the kill onto Zexagon.
That's... Zexagon knew exactly what his job was right there, and that was take him down. Like, we just put in all the damage we can right there, and we're able to turn it around. There was no problem. That was a... I mean, eventually you do end up trading, but you're okay with that. A little bit of damage here from the Kabrakan. Oh, no.
Oh, boy. The Thor wall does come through the Tectonic Rift, and the Fenrir here for the Unchained and the Brutalized under the tower. We're going to die for it, but that's a trade that I'm sort of apprehensive about.
I mean, you do get the kill, so it's a little bit better. But at the same time, you're not... the Fenrir isn't too upset about it. You don't want Kabrakan dying, but at least you're getting a kill in exchange. Kabrakan also walked up pretty far. He's trying to get on this... Because Janus doesn't really fight yet. Janus waits until he gets his, like, first 2 items, and then he fights you forever and runs away.
Nature's grasp is true, and the Mez comes out, and look at all of that damage. Malum is putting out a lot of auto attacks just in those strange in the interesting forms that you get with your one. But uh-oh, Thor's in the air, and we're probably landing on this Sobek. Nope, we're landing on Pringle. Pringle does get the stun, and we do get the wall out, but Pringle beads and uses the Unchained to get away. And in the meantime, we are CCing and killing that crocodile.
There is no way Morty just has this much lane dominance on the Gab. The Conduit Gem is such a the Conduit Gem is really just allowing him to just go with this. You see, he's going Conduit Gem into what is I'm not entirely sure. That builds into a lot of items. That little I don't remember the name of it, but it builds into a lot of items. The medallion, it's literally just called Medallion. I thought it was Medallion of something. It's just Medallion.
I
Anyway,
mean,
it's
take your guesses.
he's I would assume it's like Eye of Erebus, but I could be wrong. The thing is, usually your soul lane, what your first three items are one of the three. You're either going Golden Blade, Rune Forged Hammer, or Eye of Ooh, no, he's fine.
Through space and time does land, but Kraken is at 1 HP. Here comes the Unchained and into the Brutalized. Ragnarok's here. You do not get through that portal, and the teleport stun does come through. Look at that Musi. Musi is able to stun, but is not enough to save you, and you get the kill. Okay, Musi does get the kill and is looking to maybe fight this. We're waiting at the Brutalized won't do enough
Huge.
damage, and the Blue Stone actually gets the final hit onto Musi. Wow, an exceptional game from Pringle here. I did not realize Pringle had jungle in the bag.
Team is this time. This time we put ourselves on stuff that actually is able to dictate the pace of the game. This Fenrir is starting to run the map, and that's I love that. I love that now because now we have this mitigator that Kabrakan right now. He's got his Chronos pendant, so it's gonna feel a little bit better. But he doesn't really want to, bite off a bit more than he can chew. But Musi's doing the right thing and trying to force fights on this Kabrakan before he gets to the point where Mort.
The Sunder Cataclysm combination is enough to tower dive Furo, and we just get a free solo into the solo lane against an Amaterasu as Geb? That is unheard of.
The Amaterasu character early on is something that you can bully a little bit. Also, he's going Lifebinder. But the Malum.
Malum is in a little bit of trouble here. The pluck is there, and you do secure the blue buffs, but uh-oh, here comes across the sky. Apollo diving the tower. We're tanking tower shots though, no pluck in sight. Okay, and OP Killer does secure the final hit, but look at Yanis behind them. They have no idea, and so is Musi. Musi does get the double tap with the Tectonic Rift, and the three does come through for enough damage. Moonmellows does secure that last hit with the dot damage, and now we might look towards this Gold Fury.
Possibly. You are down Malum, who just respawned, but it doesn't seem like they're ready for it just yet. The thing is, Janice's Gold Fury damage is awful. His secure is fantastic. His damage though is horrendous. His DPS absolutely garbage. Oh,
Nice stun coming through from the Thor, and he does get the Mjolnir, does go through the Yanis portal, and Malum's just in the backline. Look at that ultimate, and we pull the beads, and the Unchained is there to run away. Ragnarok does pick up somebody.
turns
He does
around.
pick up the Thor, he picks him up and goes for the Brutalized. Look at that hammer,
Huge.
and you get the kill, and you trade, and look at the mid lane.
Hinterman's dead.
Hinderman just gets killed by Kabrakan. I'm not sure what happened, but I imagine it had something to do with that ultimate.
That has something to do with Tundi being Tundi. The Rotund Jotun Kabrakan. That character does so much. He's got Chronos Pendant now. He does so much damage. If we could take a look at the ability leveling he's doing, I'm assuming it's Tremors. Okay, it is. Okay, they know ball. Good. The Tremors this is usually the last ability you upgrade on the normal Kabrakan, but it's the first one you upgrade on the Rotund Jotun because of exactly what you're going to see in a couple seconds here. The Kabrakan throws it out, very non-committal sort of damage right here, and this is just pure shred. Pure amount of damage it does, very high.
Thor's in the air. Thor lands on nobody, but we do get the tectonic shift and the teleport rift, and we do land on and we go into the depths. We're safe. We have the CC immunity and the Sobek ultimate.
Huge disengage there. Anvil of Dawn isn't able to find anything, but we're able to slip away. Sobek barely lives that. This is looking way better than game one already. I mean, it's a 500 gold difference at this point, where it was like a couple thousand already in game one. Look at this though, Fender's here.
Gav might be in some trouble here. Cataclysm does come through, but the ultimate from Amaterasu come out as well. But the rollout is there, and we're rolling out towards our team, which means we might go back in. We land in there, and here comes the stun. Oh my goodness, look at that damage. Musie's on the back line. It does not matter. Morty's at 1 HP. Morty survives. Morty gets the kill onto Pringle. Here comes the Yanisol. And the Sylvanas. Everybody is on the way to secure this kill onto Sobek. They're body blocking. Look at that body block for the pluck to make sure that they are not out of there safely. Wow.
Oh god, he's so handsome. What? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That was the fact that Morty lives there is criminal, by the way. The amount of damage, it's just too much. The life binder shielding he gets, the shield he has for himself, the cataclysm was perfectly timed for the engage. It was just great. Morty it was just clean. Super, super clean from Morty there. The counter to that gank, you bought the right amount of time. He went the perfect direction to avoid the Fenrir leap and get to his boys in time for them to come in. The cavalry arrived to save him, turns around some kills, and it's just huge there. This Geb is a. I'm just saying, this Geb, man, I might play some Geb after this. That looks real fun.
Yeah, Morty coming out with the Geb. You got the Conduit Gem, you got Lifebinder, and as you said, that Stone Shield, it scales with your HP. So Lifebinder, 300 of those, pretty good, pretty good. You're going to be extremely tanky, especially against a comp like this that can't exactly stun you out of everything and just lock you down and one-shot you, you know?
I mean, hey, right now, especially because I've said this before in plenty of other leagues, plenty of other games. Like lower division games, comfort is key, and it's clear that Mort is very comfortable on this gap, and it is a pick that he's already kind of just ripping through and showing his stuff on, because that's crazy. I can't believe he lived that, for one, and then two, he played that like absolutely perfect. Like you could not play that better. That whole situation could not be played better.
Yep, and we do get back into this game. Looking at the scoreboard, it's 12-8. We're around 10 minutes in. The goal differential is hovering just over 1,000, around 1,500. Thank you, Tess, very much. And something notable: no Gold Furies have been pulled just yet. But around this time in game one, there was already a Gold Fury pulled.
Ooh.
Look at that! Look at that damage. We get the ultimate out, Wrath of Terra, and the Nature's Grasp from Moon Mellows. Very good. You do pull the beads, so honestly, a very good trade that I would take every day of the week.
You pull the bees and the ultimate from the Kabrakan, which is huge because that's a very big kill tool, especially into a character like Janice.
The CC is there. We do get into the ultimate. Are you safe? You are. Yes, you're safe. You get out of there. There's no dot on you. You're at 97 HP. Very good job by Zexagon to be able to be aware of the gank that's coming for you.
You also died. So that is massive. That is, a lot of times teams will not, get something while something's being done on the map, right? They're an engagement in mid.
Okay, Musi does opt to use the ultimate there. Okay, surely Musi knows better. Do not. Okay, yep, we're gonna ult away. We're being safe. No, we're not. We're up downing onto the Fenrir. Fenrir Brutalize comes out. Here comes the Ragnarok, though. We're gonna go after this Sylvanas, and maybe we get him. No, Hinderman is there for some very good peel in the form of damage, and it looks like they're gonna go ahead and just keep skirmishing in mid for something.
Man, I'm just trying to hype up the fact that whole sequence was great. The fact that they got something while something was being done on them. They went for a kill on the Apollo, the sewer did. And Apollo was able to slip out, but at the same time, in mid lane, we're getting a kill on Hinduman. And I just talked about how it's so hard to get a kill on this Janice, especially with that ultimate down on the Kabrakan. But then they just said, nah, dog, you're wrong. And we kill Hinduman anyway. This Janice character is a very slippery character. He plays very differently than a lot of other mid laners do, in that he kind of slips in and out of a fight, as opposed to a mid laner which is there. You think like Merlin, who is there for the fight and is there to throw out damage and is going to be staying around for that whole time, or Ra, who's going to be doing something that's going to be staying around for that whole time. Janus comes in from the side of the fight, throws that too, and then he snakes away, and then he comes back after a couple seconds.
Wall does come through, and the double tap is there. We do get the jump out, the leap out from Fenrir, and it looks like the pluck does land onto Musi. Musi does get that shell from Moonmellows, but the fight's not over. We do get a little bit of a chase down. Here comes the ADC, the CC there. We hit everybody with the stun. What is that? And we follow up, but it is not enough. Moonmellows is just CC'd and dead. Malum is there though, looking on the back line. Apollo gets one-shotted before you can get up into the air, and Cabrakan does go through the Giannis portal. We're at 1 HP. Geb's rolling out, trying to chase, and it looks like we do manage to get the Malum.
No,
Get the triple kill. Musi dies. That is heartbreaking. We die inside of the 3. Oh my goodness.
That was self-inflicted.
And we're gonna pull the Gold Fury, but Musi, unfortunate. Pringle is kind of looking for this. We have an ultimate. So Malum is not safe, and this Gold Fury is going down to 1. It's 1,000 HP. It's at 300. 260. Malum does secure it. Okay, and now Pringle does use the Ragnarok to supposedly get out of there. There's a lot of dot coming through, but all right, we're good. Pringle is all the way out, and speak again. Here comes the rollout, and we're diving into the tower. 310 damage is enough. Morty goes for it, even though you are certainly going to be killed by the tower. I respect it personally.
That sets the mood. You know where you belong. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, pluck on a Malum.
And the Wrath of Terror comes through. The knockup is there. Look at all of that dot damage. Zigzagoon is at 1 HP. Is the dot enough? Ooh. Who knows? It is! And we go under into the depths, but Thor is in the air. If we tower dive this is going to be something special. We get we get the stun, we get the blades of retribution, and OP Killer is just autoed down by Musi. What a tower dive to get the enemy tank.
Right there. We just knew we had the damage for it, so we went for it. Sometimes you're a little bit, you're like, is it really worth it? Do we want to try? And especially if that goes bad, that's really rough. Mort just kind of wanted to get the kill by hitting somebody with a rock. I get that. And that was, you heard me, that was really funny. But then we get the turnaround. We get 2 more kills, which makes Mort's death inconsequential, ultimately. And now we have this sort of restabilization here from team because we got the kill on Mort, and then it was this restabilization is completely halted because we lose 2 more. Looks like Mort is gonna fight 3 though, so this may be another kill towards him. Huge Cataclysm.
Yep, Cataclysm does come through. Here comes the Brutalize. No rollout is on cooldown, and we are using the ultimate to stun out that Mort. That rock is unfortunately gone. There are 4 members of team over here. They are looking at this. Look at that pluck. The beads is there, but you're not quite fast enough. Ragnarok is there to go in onto the Sylvanas, but look at all of that damage. Hinduman is just free casting from beyond the wall, and it looks like nobody aside from Cabrakan and Geb are going down.
I mean, that's kind of what I was saying with the Janus. He doesn't play like a traditional mid, right? He slips in and out. He comes in, he throws that too, and then he's gonna like hide behind a wall real quick. He's gonna weasel around that wall. He's gonna be like, "Oh, well, I want to fight here." Oh, 1v1.
And Malum just unfortunately solos and does throw up the Founder Series global emote. But look at that, the Unchained into the Fenrir 3 is it's a lot of damage. That was quite a bit. I mean, looking at this build, Pendulum Blade into Oathsworn Spear. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, you got the cooldown rate and you got the damage. The Fenrir here is not built to be. Sometimes when you think of Fenrir and like from Smite 1, you think of the tankiness. But this time, you got a lot of damage. And right now, Fenrir is doing the damage. You saw it right there. Big numbers. And I want him to be doing that right now because you're... Oh, that's huge!
A big tectonic rift from Musi to get the double stun. That is like the 4th one I've seen just this game. Musi's going up into the air. Can this Anvil of Dawn land on the Sobek? And it does. And the Anvil of Dawn is enough to finish off OP Killer 77. Now we're just going to go towards this mid beacon. Now it's more of a capture the flag. What sort of benefits do you get from taking this right now?
Well, right now you get the money and the little dance party that they're having right now. You get the XP, you get the gold, you get the little bit of the like what's it called? The Eye of the Jungle award that it gives you, and a little bit of movement speed. But it looks like we're trying to dive this Fenrir. No, we're not going to commit to the dive. It's a nice little bonus. Pick it up, Mort. Pick it up. Pick up the red. Oh, you coward. You know it's yours by right. You're the soul laner. It's yours. Better on you. You listen. Join the dark side. I don't even know if it was theirs to pick it. I'm pretty sure it was because it was on the ground, and usually it's a different color, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, it could have been
Usually,
picked up by team. But like you were saying, this the situation now. Okay, this I love because dive's going on the right side, but on the left we're looking for Ishtar, but it's not going great.
here comes the hammer, though. We do get a lot of damage down. The tower is gone, so Furo does not have anywhere to go, and Malum was kind of ganked on the left-hand side there. We did get the solo kill onto the Apollo, but unfortunately, you're traded out. So Team does lose one on right-hand side and one on left, but we do at least get one in return.
That was like a 1v2 or 1v3 to get that kill on the Apollo, by the way. I love that because they were looking to get something done while something was being like. There's nothing they could do for Amaterasu there. Amaterasu's just dead. It's credits. There's nothing that we could do for you. So let's get something done on the other side of the map while we have the advantage of knowing there's 3 people over there, and let's go for this Ishtar. Ishtar killed our Apollo.
Yep,
That's
very
rough.
unfortunate. Geb is in a little bit of
Look at
trouble
this.
here. Susano does come. The ultimate from Yanis is there. We do get an exceptional Wrath of Terror from the soap from the sorry, excuse me, from this support here, but Sunder does come through, and it looks like Morty is able to be taken down. Look at those damage onto OP Killer. That is an amazing mez and an amazing CC. Just an amazing CC chain, and it looks like they might just go straight for this Fire Giant.
I mean, there's no reason not to at this point. Because what? You got Apollo, which you know is it left. And the Amaterasu, who, if she comes in, she's going to die. You have Ishtar Ultimate still, and you've got CC from the store wall. You're killing him. You could hold this for more. We didn't. We just hate him. No.
we
On the real note, though, we didn't hold it for Mort. Unfortunate, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I think we can. Mort will survive, and I'm happy that Apollo stayed over there because there's no world. Even if Zek gets that, okay, and now you're gonna lose both your towers instead. And now Zek's already got the T1 and the T2, and now I'm gonna get out of here because you guys showed up. I couldn't get the Phoenix. That's fine. I'm gonna go back and get to safety.
Thor is kind of just deep into the enemy jungle, but we do get the Anvil of Dawn, and we're landing on it. The look at the tectonic rift, and we do get some CC, and look at that damage popping the dagger.
Oh,
The dagger is
no.
true, and here comes the Ragnarok. The Ragnarok is there, and we are just autoing. And okay, here comes the brutalize. It's stunned out. Amazing brutalize or amazing stun from Musi here, but is it enough to get out? He does not have Mjolnir's attunement just yet. And there it is, and we get the stun. The Unchained is not enough. Fenrir, you are not chasing. Okay, Mort does go, or sorry, Musi does go for the Tectonic Rift, and more. Here we go. We're just going all the way in. The Geb Shield, the Stone Shield comes out, and the Blades of Retribution is enough to CC Furo and let Malum get another free kill.
Hey, that was a. You tried to use the movement speed that Abba gets you, but after a certain point, you gotta let go of the gas because you're not gonna get it. And unfortunately, and that was the case, we just didn't step off the gas. Is Moon trying to solo this?
Oh
I kind
yeah,
of wish he
easily.
was, but I know he's not because Moon's also missing half of his basic attacks on this thing. In the mid lane though, Mort and Musi are just killing everybody.
Yeah, we get the stun. We get the
Musi's
okay.
dead.
Musi is finally dead. Mort is not able to save him with that stone shield, and I believe Mort is just gonna walk because if he waits for this Sobek pluck, he just gets a free rollout. Oh, Cataclysm is there. Look at that damage. The Lifebinder is true, and we get a lot of CC and healing. But Mort is not quite out of the woods. Okay, never mind. Malum is in the backline. on the wrong one stance, but we are okay. Here comes the okay. Beads is pulled from the Fenrir ultimate, and so is Beads pulled from the solo laner. The jolt is enough to CC out and kill this Pringle Imperialist. Mort is just kind of zoning out these two people in the backline, and we are rolling out into the Phoenix. The knockup is there. Look at that proc damage. The knockup is there once more. Here comes a stun though. Malum is able to immune it with the jolt, and that is a very sad mid laner for me personally.
Where is the Mirrodin? Instead of that gem of focus.
Blades
Anyway,
of
this
Retribution,
guy's
though.
dead.
Oh my goodness, and he is just absolutely one-shotted, and they're just gonna get this Phoenix. Two are dead for a few seconds, and the two more are dead for a little bit longer. Surely we don't call an end here. We need to go get some more towers.
What is Hindu Man? What was he doing there? What was the plan? Like he just walked into Titan room for a little stroll? Did he
I
want to see
think
what
he was
Titan
just
looked like? Aren't you on like the team? Like you're employed by Titan for like you work there. You should know what it looks like.
look at this
Oh,
ultimate, though. We have two people in there. The Unchained is there. Cataclysm hits the two in the backline, and Fenrir is at 1 HP. Malum just holds left click and kills. And Hero is unfortunately next to come as well. Triple kill for Malum as they're just feeding Malum free kills. He's got 14 kills in this 23-minute game.
I wouldn't call them free. Malum took some damage for that too, and that was a turnaround. Like Mort died. Mort is not just because he's rocks doesn't mean it's free. Just because you can go outside and pick up a rock doesn't mean Mort, who's made of rocks, is free. Okay, okay.
Hey, I'm not
He's
saying
got
Mort is
value.
free. It's
He's
a
got
free
value.
triple for Ishtar here. Malum Hindu Man does send out the ultimate, and it oh my goodness, and that does do it.
Literally does half of Kabrakan's health. Uh,
Oh boy.
I
We're
mean
getting into the end
that's.
game. Look at that Hide of the Nemean pickup from Fenrir. How do you feel about that?
I think it's great, especially because Ishtar is going to switch to shotgun stance when you brutalize her, and that means that you're doing a ton of damage to yourself. Decent damage into Musi there, but Musi's gonna get out. No, he's going in. Mort's here.
Oh boy. And the Sunder and the knockup is there. Cataclysm hits 3, and there is no way. They are just holding the double Q. They do not know how to turn around. Unfortunately, Kabrakan is killed by Musi, yes. And Musi does get a triple kill. And we are just gonna run. This is a free Titan, in my opinion. We're going under this Phoenix to hopefully get this Fenrir. Lifebinder is off the mark, and we do get the knockup, but Brutalize is there, and that is unfortunately a Beads and an up down from Pringle. Now 4 are dead. Apollo is backing. We have, during this whole thing, we have 2 people pushing out this right lane to get this Phoenix, and I do think they're just going to go for the end here.
I mean, there's no reason not to. Go for the end. Finish the game, and we'll got okay, that guy's gone. Finish the game. Because now we have not much else to fight over. Fire Giant is up, but there's no reason to get it when we could just end the game. Let's shred through this guy, and let's shred through the Titan.
Yep, Malum's just holding left click at 1 HP though, but that's unfortunately not going to matter. They don't reset the Titan because they were sitting inside of the fountain when the Vienna's portal came through. Good game from the sewers once more. 45 kills to 22 is the final score. And wow, what an amazing way to end the set.
I mean, hey, this time team came in to fight. We came in to fight. We came in to brawl. But unfortunately, this time the sewer was able to just kind of take them out. And it wasn't just like completely free and easy for them. They had to climb back out. This Geb in the solo lane, by the way, was disgusting. Morty put on a show, for sure. The Sylvanas also was doing some pretty good work. We had Malum, who was just throwing numbers wherever he went. 16 kills on Musi and 14 kills on Malum. That's a pretty high number. That's a pretty high number. And you see how involved Mort was in these kills. 7 and 4 and 22. More assists than the support. He was there. He was always there, and we were setting up and getting kills.
Yeah, that was just a very good playing. I think that Morty might unironically be the MVP. I know Malum is definitely the MVP, but Morty is possibly the most underrated player on this team. Being able to put up so much pressure and so much like reliable CC and shielding for your team on the gap is so exceptional to me. And just hats off to everybody playing. Very good showcase. The second game, you said it. Team pulled out with they pulled up to try and fight a little bit of a harder match, and they definitely achieved that. So they can go home with some notes, and they can definitely be proud of their second game. But that is going to be all for us today. We have been Rye. I'm here with Navji, and Tess is up in the prod section. Thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful night.